Hello everyone, welcome back sa ating YouTube channel. So in this video ay magsasagot po tayo ng 10 item questions with regard to correct grammar usage for you to practice para sa inyong upcoming na civil service examination, pen and paper test. So now let's start with question number 1. Which sentence is grammatically correct? A. She don't like playing football. B. She doesn't likes playing football. C. She doesn't like playing football. Or letter D. She don't likes playing football. Please take note na kapag ang ating subject is a third person singular like he, she, it, gagamit lamang po tayo ng does or doesn't. Hindi po tayo pwedeng gumamit ng do or don't. So in the given choices, ang pagpipilian na lamang po natin is either B or C. And also, please take note that the main verb that follows the auxiliary verb is always in the base form. And as we all know na yung doesn't is just a negative form of the auxiliary verb does. At kapag nakakita po kayo ng do, don't, does, doesn't, ang kasunod niyan na main verb ay dapat nasa base form. At kapag sinabi po nating base form, dapat yung original form of the verb. At kapag sinabi nating original form, dapat walang S, walang ES, or walang ING, or walang ED. So that means the correct answer is letter C. And I hope that makes sense. So now let's proceed with question number 2. Choose the correct sentence. A. If I was a millionaire, I'd travel the world. B. If I were a millionaire, I'd travel the world. C. If I be a millionaire, I'd travel the world. Or letter D. If I am a millionaire, I'd travel the world. The correct answer is letter B. If I were a millionaire, I'd travel the world. Please take note that the sentence is used to talk about imaginary or hypothetical situations. Kasi po sinasabi ng speaker na kung naging milyonaryo lang siya or magiging milyonaryo, ay mas pipiliin niyang mag-travel around the world. As what we can see, the sentence expresses a hypothetical situation na kung saan yung speaker is not currently a millionaire but is imagining what they would do if they were. Yung verb po na were is in the subjunctive mode, which is used to express various states of unreality, like possibility or action that has not yet occurred. Kasi po normally, gumagamit talaga tayo ng phrase na if I were kapag tayo po ay tumutukoy sa mga bagay na possible mangyayari in the near future. Kumbaga hypothetical or imaginary situation that would probably happen in the near future. At ito pong I'd ay isang contraction or pinagdugtong na salita na I would. At ito po ay normally na ginagamit talaga natin kapag ang isang sentence ay nasa hypothetical situations or nagsasalita or tumutukoy sa mga bagay na paparating pa lang or sa mga bagay na possible mangyayari in the future. So kumbaga halimbawa ito, if I were, so dapat ang kasunod is either I would or I wouldn't. So let us say for example, if I were you, I wouldn't go out with that man. So di ba gumamit ng if I were, tapos I wouldn't. Another example, if I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. So this form is still correct. Gumamit tayo ng if plus the subject plus past simple, then would ang gamit natin sa second part. Because the sentence expresses a hypothetical or imagined situation, like meeting the Queen of England and saying hello to her. Remember, in this conditional sentence, the event described is not a fact, but a hypothetical scenario that the speaker is imagining. Next, question number 3. Which sentence is punctuated correctly? A. On Sundays, I enjoy hiking, reading, and to cook. B. On Sundays, I enjoy hiking, reading, and to cook. C. On Sundays, I enjoy hiking, reading, and cooking. Or letter D, on Sundays, I enjoy hiking, reading, and cooking. The correct answer is letter C. On Sundays, I enjoy hiking, reading, and cooking. Ito po kasi ay isang example ng parallelism. At kapag sinabi po nating parallelism, that means words are constructed identically and similarly. So, ibig sabihin kapag may ing yung isang verb, that means dapat lahat may ing. Kung gumamit tayo ng infinitive or yung to plus verb like to walk, to cook, to hike, dapat same sila lahat. So since gumamit tayo ng hiking, dapat tama to, reading and cooking. So let us say for example, to hike ang gamit. So dapat to read and to cook para pareho silang lahat. Infinitive form of the verb. At yung letter D, tama naman sana. Kasi lahat po ng verb ay may ing, that means it is in parallel construction. Pero naging mali siya kasi may colon. In English, a colon is used to introduce a list of items in certain cases. But typically, the sentence must be able to stand alone before the colon. In other words, the phrase that precedes the colon should be a complete sentence in itself. So ang ibig sabihin po nito kapag yung phrase before the colon is an independent or can stand alone, tsaka pa lang tayo gagamit ng colon dito. Pero kapag yung phrase before the colon is a dependent or cannot stand alone, hindi po tayo pwedeng gumamit ng colon. I hope that's clear. So it is not a complete sentence. Therefore, it is not appropriate to place a colon after. Anyway, we will tackle the proper usage of colon in our next video. Okay, next. Choose the sentence where the word it's is used correctly. A. It's raining outside. B. The dog wags its tail. C. The cat licks its paw. Or letter D. The book has lost its cover. Tandaan niyo po na kapag nakakita kayo ng it's na may apostrophe, yan po ay isang contraction or pinagdugtong na salita ng it is. So kapag it's na walang apostrophe, yan po ay possessive form. So ibig sabihin nito yung letter A is a possessive form. It's walang apostrophe. And it is not appropriate to use this one since there's no possession or there is no expression of ownership here. And yung letter B naman, the dog wags its tail. It is not a possessive form kasi it's may apostrophe. So, ibig sabihin ito ay contraction ng it is. And to correct this, dapat gagamit tayo ng it's na walang apostrophe to show the possession or ipapakita natin na yung tail is pagmamayari ng dog. So, dito, the correct answer is letter C. The cat licked its paw. So, ibig sabihin nito, it shows possession kasi gumamit tayo ng it's na walang apostrophe. So, ipinapakita dito na pagmamayari ng cat, yung paw. And lastly, letter D, the book has lost its cover. So, this is incorrect. Kailangan po natin is it's na walang apostrophe to show the possession of something which belongs to the book. So, dito, kailangan talaga natin gamitin yung it's na walang apostrophe to show that the cover is of the book which was lost. Next, question number 5. Which sentence is grammatically correct? A. Whom did you say that was? B. Who did you say that was? C. Who did you said that was? Or letter D. Whom did you said that was? So, tandaan nyo lang po na ang choice between who and whom depends on whether the pronoun is acting as a subject or an object in the sentence. So, ginagamit po natin ang who as a subject, or in other words, it is used when the pronoun is doing the action. So, let's say for example, who is calling? So, who is the subject of the sentence doing the action. On the other hand, whom is an object pronoun. So ito ay similar lamang sa him, her, or them. ito ay ginagamit when the pronoun is having an action done to it. Dito po kasi sa sentence natin, who did you say that was? Yung word na who is not the object of the sentence. Instead, it is the subject. So dito makikita natin na yung who is doing the action of being someone. So who is the correct pronoun to use. Question number 6. Which sentence correctly uses the word there? A. They're going to depart later. B. They're going to the park later. C. They're going to the park later. Or letter D. They is going to the park later. The correct answer is letter C. They're going to the park later. Yung there kasi dito is a contraction of they are. Ibig sabihin nito, pupunta sila mamaya sa park. So they are going. So this is correct. Itong there kasi is a possessive pronoun, which means it is not appropriate to use in this sentence. So, kaya po natin nasabi na hindi ito appropriate to use in this sentence kasi, again, yung there is a possessive pronoun, pero sa sentence kasi natin, hindi po nagpapakita ng possession of something or ownership of something. At yung letter B naman po ay mali. Kasi yung there is used to indicate a place or position. So let's say for example, will you go there? So pupunta ka ba doon? So tinutukoy mo yung isang lugar. Pero dito kasi sa ating sentence, mali po yung pagkagamit ng there. Since we are referring to a group of people na pupunta mamaya sa park, so gagamit tayo ng they are. So again, yung they are and there are the same. There is just a contraction of they are. And letter D is also incorrect since nag-double auxiliary verbs tayo, are and is. Next, question number 7. Choose the correct sentence. A. Me and my friend are going to the cinema. B. I and my friend are going to the cinema. C. My friend and I are going to the cinema. Or letter D. My friend and me are going to the cinema. The correct answer is letter C. My friend and I are going to the cinema. When combining the first person pronoun I with another noun or pronoun, it is typically regarded as more polite to put the other person first. So example, John and I, Mary and I. So dapat mauna talaga yung ibang tao, then yung I na pronoun, which is ikaw, yung speaker. So ibig sabihin nito, mali na agad si letter B. Kasi nauna yung I compared sa other pronoun, which is yung friend. So dapat ang proper kasi mauna yung other pronoun, yung ibang tao, bago yung I, which is ikaw. At yung mga choices po na may me ay mali po. We should use I instead of me because the pronoun is the subject of the verb are going. So yung me would be incorrect here because it's not the object of a verb or preposition. Kasi po ang subject pronouns ay ginagamit when the pronoun is the subject of a verb. So meaning it's doing the action. For example, in the sentence, I am going to the cinema. So yung I is the subject of the verb am going. On the other hand, object pronouns ay ginagamit lamang kapag ang pronoun is the object of a verb or preposition, meaning it's having something done to it. So for example, in the sentence, she gave me the tickets. So yung me is the object of the verb gave. Sa kanya binigay yung tickets. Next, question number 8. Which sentence uses commas correctly? Choose the letter that corresponds to your answer and feel free to pause the video. Please take note that when you have a list of 3 or more items in English, the standard practice is to separate each item with a comma. So, in the given choices, the correct answer is letter D. I need milk, bread, and eggs from the grocery store. So, ibig sabihin po nito, we have to use comma for each of the item on the list. So, milk, comma, bread, comma, and eggs from the grocery store. So, right after the conjunction, and wala na pong comma. Next, question number 9. Choose the letter that corresponds to your answer and feel free to pause the video. The correct answer is letter D. We are going to the park. So this is correct since our subject is a plural, so we need a plural verb. That is why we use are. So we are going to the park. Are going. It is a verb phrase in present continuous tense. So in this case, it is used to express a planned or arranged activity in the future. So this usage is common in English to discuss future plans. And again, as what I have said earlier, kapag she ang subject, dapat does or doesn't. So mali yung don't. So letter B, they enjoys. So dapat enjoy lang, not enjoys. Because our subject is plural, so we need a plural verb. Because in English grammar, we have a so-called subject-verb agreement. So if the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb must also be plural. And again, kapag plural po yung verb, that means it is in the base form. Kapag sinabing base form, original form of the verb. Walang S, walang ED, walang ES, walang ING. As in base form, yung original. At yung letter C naman, he doesn't likes eating vegetables. So this is incorrect. Since again, sinasabi ko kanina na kapag may do, don't, does, or doesn't sa isang sentence at ang kasunod nun na main verb ay dapat naka-base form or in original form. So it should be, he doesn't like eating vegetables. Walang S. So I hope that makes sense. So now let's proceed with our last number. Which of the following sentences correctly uses punctuation? The correct answer is letter D. They're coming over for dinner tonight, aren't they? So ito po ay isang halimbawa ng tag question, yung aren't they. So correctly punctuated siya kasi may comma before sa tag question and may question mark right after the tag question. Ang tag question po, ito po ay isang special construction in English. Usually, it is a small question that is often added to the end of a sentence. Like ito, aren't you, aren't they, don't you, mga ganon. So, kapag may nakita po kayong mga tag question at the end of a sentence, you should observe na dapat may comma before the tag question and may question mark dapat right after it. Letter A is incorrect due to the misuse of the semicolon. In English grammar, a semicolon is used to connect closely related independent clauses. So ginagamit daw yung semicolon kapag nagko-connect ka ng dalawang independent clauses. Pero kung titingnan po natin ang ating sentence, because I need to buy milk, ito po ay dependent clause. It cannot stand on its own as a complete sentence. So in this case, the correct punctuation is to use a comma or maybe no punctuation at all. Since if we try to observe the word because, it creates a clear enough pause and connection between the ideas that you don't need to use a comma unless the sentence would be unclear without it. While letter B, my favorite sports are basketball, football, and tennis. So dapat may comma for each of the list of items. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ito ay isang list of items. So dapat may comma, may comma. And after sa conjunction na and, wala na pong comma. And of course, again, there's no need to use a colon to introduce the list unless it's a part of a complete sentence. And lastly, letter C is also incorrect since yung pagkakalagay ng period is mali po. Kasi sa American English, ang mga period at comma should always go inside the quotation marks, regardless of logic. So the correct sentence should be like this. Yung period ay nasa loob ng quotation mark. At tandaan nyo din po na yung British English kasi at saka American English, they have the different rules regarding the placement of punctuation marks with respect to quotation marks. Kasi po sa British English, the placement of the period depends on whether the punctuation is a part of the quoted material or not. So, in other words, if you are following the British English rules, this sentence is correct. But actually, we are mostly following the American English. And that concludes our video. So, I hope that makes sense to you in reviewing for the upcoming civil service examination, pen and paper test. At kung bago ka pa lang po sa ating channel, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe, like, and share this video to your friends, at paki-follow na rin po ang ating official Facebook page. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.